We talked about canceled WWE Network trending on Twitter this past Sunday night. Well, it seems as if the whole movement has been tossed over the top rope like it entered the Royal Rumble at number 10. And
Ha!
the reason being is because WWE announced that the WWE Network has finally reached 1 million subscribers. And of course, this is great news for WWE. They originally had a deadline, or not a deadline, they just said they wanted to reach 1 million subscribers by the end of 2014. It took them 27 days past that to get it, but they are here nonetheless.
Yeah, this is big news. I do want to see what the number comes out as the night after WrestleMania. You know, show me the number then, and we'll see how things go. This is WrestleMania season. They're going to gain a lot of viewers. Let's see how many stick, and that's, you know, the big thing going into this Mania now. But to me, it just kind of shows how easy it is to get something trending on Twitter at 2 a.m. Eastern time. So.
And I can't believe, like, you had sites like Time Magazine
USA
on their
Today.
website. Yeah, writing all of these articles and shit like that. Like, I'm very touchy when it comes to wrestling because I feel like this is ours. Like, I don't like these other people peeking in from the window and you don't really know what the hell is going on.
Yeah, like it's like, where were you? Like, it's the same thing with the Patriots right now. That, like, this whole deflated balls thing came out and everyone and their brother is talking about this thing, and it's like, bitch, you don't cover sports. What the
Some of us don't even watch it and we're talking about it.
Yeah, so. Legit. I got Jay tweeting me like, you know, this is what Belichick's doing, and I'm like, excuse me? Like, so that was, you know, one thing, and it's very easy to get something to trend. I think I saw something where, like, one of the accounts that talks about it said, you know, now trending, 75 retweets, and, you know, that whole deal. And then everyone starts tweeting with the hashtag, you know, not the people canceling, the people, you know, saying, oh, look what's trending. And then that adds to the trend. You know, they don't separate out people bashing the trend, people mentioning the trend, and people actually doing what's trending. They don't do that. They just mash it all together and it trends. I think that trending is a lot, you know, easier than people wanted to pretend it was. And, you know, they had the one report that was like 270,000 people canceled. Like, you could take that and shove it up your ass. You know, 270,000 people canceled. Then Monday morning, they gained 400-something thousand subscribers. You know, pretty good, you know, pretty good ratio. So, you know, good for them. I hope they can hold it after Mania, and I think, you know, right after Mania ends, I think, is when you're going to get the real litmus test for the WWE Network. They were talking about doing a free month for the month of February. We'll see if they continue that now. The one in November was very successful, apparently, which is, you know, helped led to them reaching 1 million. So we'll see if they go through with that in February, which tells you a lot about what the Fastlane pay-per-view is going to look like. You know, very excited for that one. But good for them.
Which means whatever happens at Fastlane will be undone in, what, 3 weeks?
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, there's a lot to these numbers, though, that it doesn't make much sense to get into right now because it's like business stuff. It's not even on the subject of wrestling, but I do want to say that, like, I would read a lot of wrestling news sites, and they would report the numbers as WWE released them quarterly, and people would always say, oh, this is a disappointing number. WWE must be unhappy about this number. It's the WWE Network is a failure and a flop. You know how the wrestling news sites, they'll have, like, the news item, and then sometimes they'll add, like, their 2 cents in at the bottom with the analysis. And I would always see people calling the network a failure, and I would ask the question, like, based off of what standard? Because this is really the first product of its kind. There's no other service out there that's on demand and has a 24/7 streaming. Like, the WWE Network is the first of its kind. And then when you broaden up the spectrum to just digital subscription services, period, when they announced the first number, what was it, like 667,000 within just a few months? It was already then the fastest growing digital subscription service ever. So I'm hoping that these numbers now kind of put things into perspective for people that, yeah, you don't expect, WWE wanted 1 million by the end of the year. You can't expect 1 million, hell, a month after the product is launched. And even with what they did get, it was the fastest growing. But it's going to take time for them to get there, and it's all about building from here on up.
Yeah, and I actually think that the whole cancel. I tweeted this a couple days ago, now, but I actually think this whole cancel WWE Network trend probably made more people look into it and then maybe subscribe to it, because $9.99 a month ain't a bad deal if you're a casual viewer. You're saying get all the pay-per-views. All right, not a bad deal. I actually wonder if, in a way, so many people saying they're going to cancel their subscription that it actually, because it became such a big story, that more people who are just casual everyday viewers actually went to it and subscribed and, joined the network. I wouldn't be surprised. It's just ironic to me that they reach 1 million subscribers like a day after that was trending #1 worldwide. It was kind of funny how that happened, and I got to wonder if some people just said, well, like, what is this WWE Network? WWE has a network? I didn't even know that. And then they look at it and they say, oh, it's actually not that expensive. I get all the pay-per-views. Oh, maybe I'll join this thing. So you got to wonder if all that publicity, even despite it having a negative connotation to it, could have actually worked in WWE's favor.
Well, you kind of have to imagine that some people, checked it out. But one thing that I will say about Vince McMahon, the reason why he stood the test of time, when you have people like Eric Bischoff and you have people like Paul Heyman, hell, they had their own wrestling promotions, and then years later they ended up working for him. I think the reason why is because Vince is a businessman first. First and foremost, that's his #1 title, businessman. You could say whatever the hell you want to about him as a promoter or as the head of WWE Creative, and we said a lot, in this last episode of PWF Empire Live, but the reason why he stood the test of time is because he's a businessman. And this is just one of those examples of his cunning nature in that sense, because you have this canceled WWE Network trending, and he gives the biggest crotch chop of all time. Canceled WWE Network, okay, that's getting headlines. I got a headline for you. Bam. 1 million subscribers. But it's kind of sly what WWE did also, because they don't report the numbers often. They do them every quarter, and the next time that they have to report the numbers is I think February 12th, and they're probably going to be lower than 1 million, because that's only counting the fourth quarter of 2014, not counting all of the people who signed up for the Royal Rumble. And then after that, the next time that they have to announce the numbers is after WrestleMania. So I'm damn sure they're going to be over 1 million then too. So yeah, so good on you, Vince McMahon.